So what did you want to tell us? What do you know?
Called me when this was happening and like was crying, and so that's why I ended up speaking with one of the officers. Trisha did.
Oh, Trisha called you. Okay, I didn't know you guys.
Yeah, I had no idea that any of this was going on. I mean, it's in the middle of the day, so I'm, being a mom.
Yes.
She calls me and she's crying, and I'm like, "What's going on?" She told me that she was swatted, that somebody called the police and said that there were dead family members in her house.
Yes.
And then immediately handed the phone over to one of the officers, and who basically said that the call, someone called to say that there were bodies in the house, and so I asked him if there was a way to get the dispatch call. So he gave me the phone number to the clerk of the police station there to be able to get to FOIA request the call.
Yes.
And I told her that's the only way to, because we later spoke, I was like, the only way that you're going to be able to prove that you didn't make the call or even speculate on who made the call is by getting access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Sadly,
so what
it takes a little long. Yeah.
Warrior Grandma, that was my comment too, because they did the same thing one time. Katie got, swatted, or police showed up at Katie's house saying for the same reason. There was a dead body in the house. They didn't even peek inside the door.
Hey, when I got swatted, they didn't peep inside the door.
Like, how strange is that? Like, so now I guess, so if I just did, not that I have dead bodies.
Well, I mean, she was pretty hysterical when I was on the phone with her, so I don't know, what they said to her, because I, of course, later went back and watched the video. She told me she was live streaming while it was happening, so I, of course, went back to watch, and I know, the officer said that it came from this location, which makes me wonder, did she make the call, or are they saying that it came from her phone? Who knows?
They said it came from this address. With Starlight, they came into her house. At least they're looking around. Like, I would think that they would need to at least peek in the door, because no one's going to admit they've got dead bodies in there.
Of course not. Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you at least peek in the door? But I guess they just believed her story. I don't know. Maybe they know her. This isn't their first time out there. I don't know.
I don't know either. And she's insisting that one of the things that she told me afterwards, after everything was over, was that they told her it was a male voice. And I don't know, the officers, that kind of sounded a little strange to me, because the officers wouldn't have heard the call, because the call would come into dispatch, and then dispatch sends out the call to the officers, right? So the officers specifically wouldn't have heard the call.
Okay. So maybe they were told by dispatch that a male called and reported this.
It's possible. I don't know, or that wasn't said. I mean, again, she was real hysterical on the phone. So, I mean, I don't even know if after a certain point she was really paying attention to them. I mean, she was hardly paying attention to them when they showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you make of their whole runaround this morning, where they're saying that, you need an attorney? I mean, never mind, the system's broken. You can't have your call. What do you make of that?
I think one of the clerks there, because I spoke, it was like I spoke to the officer, and right after I called the clerk, and this is while the officers were still there. She sent over a form for me to fill out, and it wasn't an issue. So my impression of that is somebody she spoke with wasn't aware what she was asking for or how to get it. So they're thinking maybe she needs an attorney for who made the call, that's identifying information, right?
Yeah.
I think that maybe that was it, but the second person she spoke to said, we can get you the call, but it's going to have to be until next week. Now, from my experience with FOIA requests, it's usually that case. It usually takes some time, because they legally have to review whatever documents you're trying to get, whether it's body camera footage, phone calls, audio of whatever, or even court records, or even police reports or incident reports. They have to legally review it first, and then they send it out. So no matter what, there's going to be a waiting period before you even get it. And then on top of that, there are some precincts and some locations who will price, if they do put a charge on it and you have to pay for it, it'll be based off of however long the call is, or how many pages you're getting, or something like that.
And what do they give it to? Do they email you the call, or do they?
You can specifically ask for either an electronic copy, or you can get a hard copy of it, a USB drive. That was how I got one of the really long Letitia arrest. I got a hard drive version of that.
Gotcha. What do you do? So the thumb drive, they just give it to you? So
and then you plug it in and download it to your computer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so you're going to get this call then. Is there any way we can hear it when you get it, or are you going to?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that was part of the reason too, because I wanted to hear it first, and figure out, who called, because I'm curious. Did she call? And I said last night on my stream, there are people who are outright blaming Jeremy's mom for this. There are people who are outright blaming Trisha for it. And I said blatantly, I don't think there should be a direction. I think we should wait to hear the call.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think that it is obvious that Trisha's going to cast blame toward Paula. And
absolutely. And then Paula's going to say that Trisha did it to herself or whatever. Yeah. I will say I have a screenshot of someone in her chat while she's working out that specifically says, just keep waiting. Something big is about to happen. So I'll send that to you guys to see that. So I found that interesting, because she's working out, and then there's a troll comment that comes in.
Do you remember the name of the troll?
The side of somebody saying, well, maybe somebody Trisha's friends with did this, put that comment in there. But I can also see the other side where somebody's like, look, I just set up some content for everybody. Keep watching.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I don't think that Paula would do something like this, honestly, for the mere fact that she would get herself in so much trouble. And I just don't even think would be that stupid. I don't know. I don't think she would be. I don't think Trisha would do it either because she knows that they'll find out. I don't know. Obviously, I would like to hear the call when it comes in.
Yeah.
If you would be willing to share, I would love to hear that too because that is definitely interesting. So they said about a week.
Yeah, just this whole swatting thing is crazy to me in general. I mean, people could get seriously, like, people could be.
I know.
Animals could be. Property
and I'll
could be
say-
ruined.
She's got three big dogs too. She's got 3 big dogs. So if those dogs had come busting out the door, barking and
Trisha herself being as hysterical as she can get. If Trisha was like in like some sort of manic or depressive state and didn't want to answer the door for 7 cops,
right? There were 4 cop cars.
There were 5 officer cars and 6 officers.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. I only heard her say 4, so I'm sure there was some. Obviously, she didn't see. That's great that she called you and that you were able to be there for her and kind of be a voice of reason.
Well, there are times like she'll just call, and I don't always answer. And it was just I was running with the kids and answered it on my watch, and she was freaking out. So there's no way I'm like I'll call you back if someone's like crying like that on the phone with me.
Yeah. Oh, bless her. It's so dangerous. It's so absolutely dangerous. And it could be somebody that, nobody even is thinking of because they just did it to be, a troll. Haha, so funny.
Yes, Ash. This is why we stand against doxing.
Yes. This is why. Yes. Which is ironic because Trisha is the first person who doxed me. But, a long time ago.
Well, and that was one of the points I made yesterday. Like, I don't care how much you don't like Trisha. I don't care how much you don't like, even Jeremy's mom, because I don't like Jeremy's mom. And I'm not like Trisha's best friend or anything. And I don't care who you are. I don't think it's acceptable. And especially this kind of level of IRL stuff. And I think the reason why, Trisha's already really paranoid with the things and the depths that people have gone already with her.
Yes.
So it could have been all bad. So I can understand why she was upset.
Me too. Yeah, of course. I think anyone would be upset. I wish that she didn't immediately.
Yeah, it is. Swatting is a felony, and it's also a falsified police report.